Hey, how's it going? I'm losing it, man. Losing it bad. Oh, man. My chest started hurting real bad. Felt like something was being torn out of me. Something got ripped out of me. But there's still fragments of it there. And it's like no matter how hard I try to separate myself from it, I can't. It keeps coming back. And I don't know what the fuck to do. Fucking losing it. There's only Am I putting myself through this? Am I making myself think these thoughts, man? They're just there. I don't make them pop in my head. Because I'm a master at having no thoughts. Anyways, so I put on the magicians instead. And thought that went through my mind. I was like, yeah, we could use some magic. Yeah, that's what I thought. I made her believe I was there to be her party friend or whatever, party guy, or I let her believe it. I didn't actually, you know, say make plans to be partying with her or anything, but I did help her calm down and relax and get comfortable, calmed her mind, kind of thing. Why am I going through this for? Like, I don't understand. Like, yesterday I was okay. I was okay yesterday. That's why I made so many videos. I mean, I still had to push myself to make the videos, but like once I started, I was going, you know. Like I was in a better place mentally. It's not like I can't really explain it, man. It's not like today I had like terrible thoughts running through my head all day or anything. I just was. I, I don't know what the fuck I was, man. I was not. I I just felt pain. I don't understand. And like so freaking like I don't know. was painful all day. Like, I could barely move, you know? But anyways, uh, so I let her believe I was there to, like, I didn't tell her, but yeah, calmed her down, gave her the idea, like, anything's possible, you know? And then, I mean, I did end up, when I went over, there was a couple of times I went over to her place and she was drinking, and she kind of made me feel like she felt out of place that I wasn't drinking with her. So, like, I, I had a few with her. So I drank with her a couple of times. And the thing about it was, like, when I was going over to meet her, when I was hanging out with her for a little while, I was thinking I was hanging out with somebody that had nothing to do with my hometown where I grew up. That's kind of what I wanted, like, just, I wanted something up. I don't, and that's the thing, man. That's the thing. How you guys be so open on here? 'Cause the truth is, man, like, I got pretty freaking shitty where from my hometown. So I didn't want anything to do with my hometown. I wanted to get away from my hometown. And I thought she didn't have any, she was from Atlanta or something, or somewhere else. What it turned out, what I found out, like, she was actually one of the popular kids of my hometown, which is kind of weird that I didn't even know her because she was so popular, uh, but I was kind of always stood myself anyways, I was raised not to be a part of the cool crowd or whatever. Like, it doesn't matter about that. That doesn't matter at all, Only thing that matters is who you are inside, kind of thing, and your character, kind of thing. And it's not appeasing everybody else and being what everybody else wants you to be. It's not all about being cool and shit. Which, me going around acting that way, like, people actually thought I was cool. Like, there's so many people that know me, and I'm just like, I don't like I don't know who they are. They'll just come up, "Hey, Josh Glenn, what's up, man?" And I'm like, "Hey, I don't know who you are, but hi." That kind of thing. Yeah, that doesn't sound bad at all, does it? Basically, I felt like everybody made me out to be like some crazy guy, that crazy loner kid or whatever that you don't mess with, basically, or talk to. Like, nobody really talked to me much. I mean, just sometimes there would be people that be like, "Hey, how you going?" Like, "Hey," or just, "Hey, Josh Glenn," for somebody from a distance or whatever, and it was like, "Hey." But I think it's weird I didn't get to ever meet her. Like, she's more of a high class, classy chick kind of thing. Like, you know, just higher class kind of thing. And I'm kind of like low class. but then I found out that she had all these friends that probably had not very good uh things to say about me, or even though they never really got to know me or anything. I was just somebody talked about and not talked to, basically. And that's why I didn't. That's what I want to get away from. I always tired of being talked about and not talked to. Uh, it was just something. And then, like, I got mentally abused a good bit. So I had a low self esteem. So even if people think highly of me, I was thinking low of myself. Man, yeah, that's so. Like some dude dragged a key across my throat when I was like 7 years old or whatever. That was like near the last. I think that was probably the last time like was being happy and stuff like that. Just you know, hey, how's it going? After that, I just closed off. Like, why the fuck this guy want to cut my throat for with his freaking house key? Anyways, so like I found out she was actually, you know, from went to school. I guess just in high school mainly. I guess, but so that made me start thinking like, oh wow, like even if I wanted something to do with you, there's no way like you wouldn't be able to put up with the scrutiny you'd get from actually being with me. But how do I know? You know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't say anything to her about it. I just kind of kept it to myself, and she could tell I was sad and everything. And I know she didn't really mean this, but she said the sweetest thing after that when she saw me like sad and stuff. She was all like trying to tell me I don't have to worry about anything. Like, I'm your rich mama kind of thing. Like what? Like, well, that's really sweet and everything, but that's not what my thing was about, And I knew she didn't really like mean it or whatever, but and then she said some dude was asking for money from her, and I'm like, don't give that dude money. Like don't give people money just because they're asking for it. Like, jeez. Like if you want to give money and feel good about giving money to somebody, give some to charity or something. Not the people who are just like using you for your money. It made me feel bad. I guess it's really something she's got to learn or figure out for herself. I don't know. I mean, I kind of threw that kind of sent a message like that to her to like kind of explain that to her. Pretty much what I just said, but yeah, people do with what they want. Like recently, me messaging her, like it's always turned her comment or replies have always been like everything I've said to her is like incoherence. Like as if I make no sense to her at all. But actually, it's not me being incoherent, it's her being incoherent. Because, like, everything I talk about actually happened, and I tried to explain to her, like, it's not that it's incoherent, it's really just that you won't say you don't want to talk about it, you know? But I guess that's her way of, like, being somebody completely different, you know? Like, from what I'm guessing, like, in her mind, none of that happens or all that's erased, and she began anew type thing, and she has nothing to do with it. She might actually not remember any of it, but I have kind of a feeling she does remember. But to be honest, she wasn't really that bad when she was drinking. Not all the time, anyways. At the end, she got bad. uh, like it, like starting off, she had a little bit of control over it, but then it took control of her. So I mean, it's not like, hey, let's try again kind of thing, but I mean, yeah, you definitely don't want to try again. But I'm sure there's a part of her that wants to try again. And there will always be a part of her that wants to try again. But so but um yeah, so I had put that show on and then I left, you know. And then like I think I came back like maybe a week later. She had got me to come back over, and she still had that same show playing. And I'm like, okay. And it looked like it had already played through like the whole uh season, or not the whole season, but the whole show had already played through, and it was like repeating itself, which it actually it did, but it was at a part I hadn't seen yet, so I just watched it too. I think that was like one of the best moments of my life. Just the calmness, the how, how relaxed we were just sitting there watching that show. I mean, I think really what made it so good for me, well, it was nice being with her, but it was the fact that was I was somewhere where I could not be found. Like nobody could find me. I was, I was gone. You know, like it's, that's why I call it a great escape kind of thing, because nobody knew where I was, and it felt really good. But it was really nice being with her too. So I mean, so we hung out for a while. There's a lot more stuff I'm not saying, but if I actually do ever write that book or whatever, it'll be in there. I don't even know if I'm gonna make it to the end of this fucking month, man. Probably never see her again. Anyways, I mean, so like she, there was one day, just out of the blue, she like said we were best friends, you know, and I'm like, uh, I actually thought to myself, I'm like, you must have a lot of best friends, you know, because like we had just met and she's already calling me her best friend, but it was more likely because like I was giving her green, the green to, I was made her feel like it was okay for her to drink, so that more likely was why she was being so like affectionate towards me like that. I don't know. Just right now, it feels like she's like, the last thing she said was like we're not on the same frequency or whatever, and it's like, oh, tell me what that frequency is so I can get on it with you, you know. But it's like she says she doesn't do head games and stuff, but if she wasn't doing a head game, she would have told me what frequency she was on and not make me wonder and guess what frequency she was on. So, I mean, come on. Anyways, like I really enjoyed the whole time we had together. It was like it was an escape from my reality, and there's a bunch of other stuff that happened during that time, but we'll just save that for later, another day or whatever. Basically, like what it ended up happening was like she got real bad at drinking. Like I was saying, she started drinking like during the day and stuff, like in the morning before she went to work, and then on lunch break, and then actually she was drinking at work too. It was just, everybody thought it was like a fruit drink she had in her cup. It doesn't, was that a White Claw? Yeah, White Claw. So I mean, it's like a fruity drink, so nobody suspected anything. But yeah, she got in a couple accidents. Um, the one car, she backed into one. She backed into one car. Um, but the funny thing about it, that car was already messed up where she backed into it at, and it really didn't do any other damage to it. And it was like 1 o'clock in the morning and stuff like that, so nobody saw it, and like that car was already messed up. So, and she didn't do more damage to it. So I'm just like, don't worry about it, just park. You know what I'm saying? Like that car was already like that. And seriously, it didn't do anything to it. So, like, she was parking her car and backing up, and I I felt the urge to, like, I actually said was gonna say stop, yo, stop, you know, but I just let it happen. Man, what's wrong with me, dude? Why would I do that for? I just thought I had to let her be as crazy as she needed to be, you know. Why didn't I? I don't like who I was back then. I mean, I was trying to help her out. I was trying to. Like, in the moment, it was like, well, let it happen. It's not going to hurt anything, you know? What was I thinking? Giving me exactly what I wanted. I didn't see me being hanging out with her for a very long time, you know? I was just there for the moment. So yeah, am I gonna put this on freaking YouTube? I don't know, man. I just question the things I did now. Like, seriously. Like, back then in the moment, like, I really, I just think so small, like, worthless of myself, you know? Like, I'm not worth anything to anybody. Why would you want me around for? Like, her personality is so, like, popping and stuff, and I'm, like, all, like, uh, monotoned, I guess you'd say, or closed off. How'd we ever freaking meet, dude? Why did you freaking start talking to me for? Part of me thinks she would say I was just someone to have fun with. And that's what I meant by, like, when she didn't respond back to me, actually showing her concern about how her urges were. Like, she didn't want to partake in conversation with me when I was trying to see how she was doing mentally with her urges to drink. She didn't care, you know. And then me over here, I'm trying to. It seems like I turned my whole. It's just the way things happen, though. Like, I didn't start off like I was being myself, and not. I was just there. I was closed off. She was okay with me being closed off. She accepted me for the way I was. I was closed off and just being there. That was freaking awesome, you know? Like, I felt accepted for just being me. And if I'm being honest, back then, like, in the way everything was with me, it's like I seriously thought she would like my first uh my first impression of her was she seems to be way too much for me to handle. You know what I'm saying? But she'd probably say she was too much to handle too, you know? Like she had other guys that she was talking to back then, and I don't know, like I don't know if it was like she tried getting them to come hang out with her first, and like I was the last person to call kind of thing, or if I was the first person she called. I don't know. But and now you're gonna find out why this is so hard for me. One of those days while we were sitting there watching TV, just being there, is like I was like, and that's another thing when I was with her. Like, I have a really bad back pain. Like I've always like I got a ruptured disc in my back, and I always have pain. But when I was with her, laying in her bed and stuff, like I would lay down and she would sit up, like in front of me. She was usually sitting, and I'm thinking to myself, how can you sit that long? Because my back's all messed up. But where I was laying on her bed, like it just, I just the one day, like I just felt the pain go away. Like my pain just went away. Like I felt it go away. Like wow, I feel really good right now. Like what happened? You know what I'm saying? And I didn't think much about it. I'm just like, okay, that's cool. Like, awesome. I mean, of course, I probably gave the credit to